software. We do not have visualization software suites. We do not have shape. We do not have LED. Okay, so really all we have is 3 things running versus 5 things running. Okay, we need 5 on this guy, which is engine, media manager, and preset manager. Same thing over here. But these 3 have LED and fan, and they have output manager, which is the passion. We don't have it over here. So we only have the 1 mix. Okay, so those are your components. Sometimes if they're stopped, you'll know what's up. Engine settings, I want to go full screen is what I would normally want, right? But I'm going to put it into a mode where you might turn this on and get this, and that's what I want to show you. I'm going to go to windowed mode. And this might actually blow it up today too. The last month. Okay, remember the first day I told you a stupid little phrase? I said you must start your engine to drive to the zoo. Y'all remember that? I said, vroom, 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 got to drive my engine to... This is going to come to play now. We don't have a start hypnotizer all button. We have to start our engine, let it load the engines, and then drive our car to the zoo. Okay? So engine, vroom, vroom, double click. Eventually you're going to see a little V3, hopefully, and then we start seeing these little film strips. We only have 8 layers in this. That's all there is. There's the preview screen. If this guy gets over there, once it loads up, move it over here. Do whatever. It doesn't make any sense, I know, but it likes to. It seems to work better where it's placed, where your output is going to be. I don't know why that is. It's just a weird kind of a goofy thing that kind of works out. Okay, so let's see. You should start getting some layers loading here, hopefully. Something. Aha! 1 layer. Ha ha ha. Sorry. And these are the little film strips. See? We've lost it. It's Friday, you know? Yeah. It's Friday. Okay, there's 4, 5. Wait, the next ones I show you, because you're going to go, huh? And I'm going to go, yeah. 5, and a 6. Come on, baby girl. Come on. Yeah, I used to have $50 up here, signed by every student that graduated.
Oh, that's awesome.
Somebody stole them.
Wow, what a piece of shit.
Yeah. I was really pissed. I was about ready to glue them in, too. I was really upset about it. It was history. Plus, she was really happy having the $50 on top. She always seemed to work well. She just worked better. I don't know why. As stupid as that sounds, I know.
And mind over matter.
Hey, man. Hey, she has feelings too, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we're cool here.
Don't steal it.
We'll have to remember that when Skynet comes.
Yep. So now we're starting our game. Now remember, I only put this in this world because I want to replicate what could happen. Normally it should not happen, but it can. If it comes up with color bars, it can happen. Okay, so I want to go now. I'm going to go to the engine. I mean, a zookeeper. Sorry, zookeeper. We're traveling to the zoo. Woo! Okay. Get a couple seconds. Now, you see the little edge of the screen reaching over here? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's bad. Okay, so basically, if I pull this screen over here and pull it back, it's going to go smear. It'll smear it like this, I swear. So, double-click the top of the bar. Fixes that problem. And then we have this one big button. Activate user interface. That's all we got. That's the one thing we can do. I actually like this version better in some ways. I mean, I don't like where the mixer mode is set and stuff like that, but I like where everything else is. MIDI's already been mapped. Somebody's been using it since last time. Okay, so we have different tabs and stuff. Let me see what they got on there. I want to show you how to save on there. Okay, so, all right, so this would be you guys mix 1 on the left-hand side on that side over there. That's what that is. So remember how we reset an engine on mix 1? Same concept. If I right-click on this guy right here, this resets the whole engine. Just like mix 1 would reset, this just says reset, okay? It would reset all the engines. If you left-click in the black area here, you can see that's the media manager. But things are starting to get kind of piled up, you know what I mean? So the best way I usually do it is these little tabs save whatever you have on them. So if I say, I want Hypnonet review on this one now, go back, it's there. So I just basically open them up, pop this in there, and then deleted that, and it will save that now. And then also, there's a master right there, this little baby M. That's the master. So we have that one on 3 for you. Or you could do a save desktop and give it a name if you wanted to do that. Now you can't really do it. You can move a little bit, but you can't ain't like a pin board in here where I can pull like a fader out by itself. Okay, so we'll start with this. First off, this is kind of nice. Components are right there. I kind of like that. I kind of like that aspect. Remember how we added components under configuration, under the home screen, under the 6 things? Well, the MORE button right here, it's right there. It's kind of hidden. Host settings, components, Now these guys they had a lot more back in the day. They had automation. Beat Bridge actually is back in play, but it's not until version 4.5, and I'm not putting 4.5 on these at all until they fix my timeline. Chat, we could chat over things. CTIP, we did that already a little bit. Clock and scheduler. Supposedly you can actually have this would actually start up the system and like start up, it could power up the system and everything. And it could schedule, if you had a lobby and you want something to play, supposedly you could actually be able to boot it all up and play. Color correction, we already know. Q controller, DMX2, we know what that is. Engine, Genlock monitor, Hippo Blaster. Worst game of Asteroids I've ever played in my entire life. Let's add it. Now, when you add a component, it gives you the option to change the name. I highly suggest on V3 don't do this, because next thing you know, you got a component called, excuse me, effity blah, effity blah, effity blah, blah, blah. I'm giving you a word for this. My component said F blah, F blah, F blah. I mean, without the other part of the word, all the words there. It was the text manager. Somebody renamed the text manager. I was like, why? So I would say never name it, just for giggles. But if you want to see what Hippo Blaster looks like, it is the worst game of Asteroids I have ever seen in my entire life. I think Atari was actually better than this, right? Or close to it back in the day, 1200. But anyway, so that's a little thing. So if you want to get rid of something, just go to host settings, components.
How elite would it be if you found a way to like
Put it in
play
the real
that
game.
as the media?
Yeah, I know, that'd be cool.
Like, wow, his media is next level, bro. I was just playing a game.
So you can delete from here. This is just like having the same section over there. Okay, so now what I want to dig into a little bit before we move on, before we share this, is the engine settings, because this is where this guy applies. So if you right click, you remember how we can export a timeline configuration, we can export our preset manager. If you man over here, well, we can literally just do this from right here. So if I wanted to do preset manager, I can export it and save it. Now remember, it's not going to save the clips, it's going to save where they're located in your preset. But I want to go into engine settings. This is really important. Okay, this is the second most important thing I can teach you today. All right, so there is two NIC cards, plug and play 1, plug and play 2. So plug and play 1, keep it at 640 by 480 and test image. This is really the HUD that I'm dealing with right now. It's where it gets, this can be confusing too, because if they get backwards, oh boy, you might as well give it all up right there and try. Good luck. So number 2 is where you want to be focused on. It should boot up fine, but let's say it boots up with no layers, because you're in a test pattern. There's test image right there. So you'd have to change that back. All right, let's say the resolution was wrong. That's where you change that back. Full screen, we get rid of this guy over here. Okay, so my advice is, if you pretend we had all 3 messed up, okay? Start with 1 and work counterclockwise and let it do it, because it has to, whenever you make a change on one of these, it has to rebuild all these. So if you try to do all 3 together, it'll crash the system. It can't handle the combo. So one more thing too. Like I said, if this is over here, get it over here. Put it on this window that you're, like the screen or wherever you're projecting or something. It just seems to work better. I don't know why. It just seems. Now, another weird one. If you can resize this, but that changes the resolution inside that box. So one time I was like maybe out to like here or something, and I was like, I don't hurt anything. It's weird. It shouldn't affect it, but somehow I got to like 4,000 resolution. Well, that ain't gonna work at all, right? Because this thing can't handle 4,000 resolution. So I just make it kind of keep it small, and just keep it in the middle of whatever you're displaying on. Okay. Last thing we'll do, we're gonna go to full screen, because this all looks good. We're gonna go okay, full screen, and we're going to apply. Now, since we're not using EDID in the scaler right now. We don't have it. It has to kind of figure out what each layer is. So when this thing starts going across, I'll show you. It'll take a couple seconds, but it'll start digging. It'll get to the 8th layer and then blink the 8th layer 8 times, which makes sense if you think about it. It's figuring out each layer's resolution. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, baby girl. Gotta be nice to her. She's got feelings. I'm being serious, which is really weird. I'm up to like 5 or 6 now. Okay, 7, and I'm not lying when I say it blinks 8 times. You'll see it blink 8 times, and 8, and then now you think you're good. You're not good yet. So it's still configuring. If you notice, so right here, this 8th guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and give me one more, girl. 8. Boom. Okay, so we're rocking now. We're back to normal. So, little demonstration of the interface, okay? All right, only thing that's changed, looks pretty the same, really, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. We got a transport section here. We got the 8 layers that go across here. We got a master level here on this side. We have transport right here with speed. This is your generator. Think of checkerboard chess video games. Same thing, okay? Boom, same thing. So it's like color and everything else. Pong is there. It's the exact same generator as the other ones. Relay, L, and text managers here. I would definitely say don't use this text manager. Do it in like GIMP or something, or in Photoshop, and do something cool, or Word, or something else, and make it fancy or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do. It's not the best. It's okay. Okay, so back to me. So they don't have a green ring around anything. You have a red ring. Number 1. Left click, hold, bring up. Now, why we're not seeing this out of here? That's really weird. There we go. Regular. Now, you got to remember. We'll talk about the content here. Okay, so the first things first. Remember I mentioned nuking stuff where you can drag stuff on top of stuff? Make sure you're locked right here, okay? That way you don't nuke anything. Now, the only catch is this. You won't nuke anything in here, but this is unprotected here. So if you're not careful, you can nuke a whole bed. Just like that. So be careful. Okay, so, all right, so here we go. Yeah, so these are the, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is the stock content of this program. Now, yeah, it's all 4x3, but I can fix that and just hit fill up in geometry right there. And we'll come back to that one in a minute. But I want to keep it by 4x3 just to show you the difference, okay? So we've got some cool stuff in here, some red, green, blues, some green hippos, great. Another bank of wipes, kind of like the other one. These wipes are actually kind of cool, actually. You know, we can still fill it. Scooby-Doo file, I call it. Looks like Scooby-Doo hanging out. It ain't Scooby-Doo. We've got pills and weird things. You name it. Window signs, and right there, and, weird stuff. So pretty cool stuff. I like this one though. When you fill out the screen, that one looks pretty cool. But it ain't 1920 by 1080, guys. I'm telling you right now. Okay, next 3 are called Digi. Okay, these are some cool. They're not bad. They're okay. They're pretty cool. I call this an ISR. And then you have things like that. So it's very similar to the other one. Now there is an 8. They did give us one HD bin with stock content. It wasn't that nice to them, but they only gave me like that. So let's see the difference. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, big difference.
Big difference right there. You can see that right now. So, all right, back to the next bin here. Lots of gobos. I wish this is one thing. The new hippos. I wish they would have kept the gobo category. Man, it has some really cool. Not this one, but the later ones. The next 3 are called the Crack House series. I'll have to ask you to pause this for 1 second. There's a reason why.